Oh my gosh, I have been so excited for this all day. Before we introduce the woman who needs no introduction, I would just like to say hello and welcome to Over 50 and Fabulous. I'm your host, Mally Roncal. I love you so much. I am so thrilled and happy to be here with you because, you guys, this is our, okay, so when we don't have live shows on QVC, we still come to you the first Friday of every month because we want to bring to you a fierce and fabulous over 50 queen to interview and enjoy and keep this community. So first and foremost, if you're watching and you're like, what the heck is going on? Who are you, lady? I am Mally Roncal. I've been so blessed and honored to be here at QVC for almost 19 years. Wow. I'm a celebrity makeup artist, creator of Mally Beauty, but even more importantly, I am the biggest QVC nerd fanatic. Cheerleader, ambassador.
Yes.
You can't get rid of me, kind of a thing. And we, almost a year ago, it was last February, we started Over 50 and Fabulous as a live show here at the Q with the idea to start a community of like-minded, loving, strong, amazing humans that want to lift each other up in this midlife time of our lives.
Yes.
And moving forward. And you guys have embraced us so much and we love you. We're so happy. By the way, if you are watching on QVC.com or on Facebook, please feel free to write us notes. Mary Beth and I are here for the next hour, and we're so excited to hear your questions and your comments. And now I'm going to start yapping, and I'm going to introduce, again, a woman who needs absolutely no introduction whatsoever. If you know the words, the letters QVC, you know the letters MBR. And that is Mary Beth Rowe, who has been an icon of QVC for 36 years. You have been a host here. She is beautiful on the inside, beautiful on the outside.
She did my makeup too.
Well, not just because of that, always. She is a mom, she's a wife, she's now a grandma.
Yes.
And she's one of the most talented individuals here at the Q, hands down, absolutely.
Thank
You've made me spend lots of money over the years.
I've spent a lot of money over the years too.
Exactly. And so for the next hour, we get her all to ourselves. So again, feel free to ask any questions or give any comments or any shout outs of how Mary Beth has affected your lives, because I know for me, as a QVC viewer alone, she's helped me through hard times.
It didn't take long, did it? We're only 3 minutes after 9, and she's already crying.
But she's
so
helped me through hard times just by watching you.
Yeah.
Because you are such a beautiful spirit. So.
Oh, you're sweet. You know, I have to say,
Go ahead, I'm going to stop.
the moment I met Mally, that I fell in love with her because she's just easy to love. That's first of all.
Debatable. Debatable.
She's beautiful.
Don't ask the internet.
But she really is, you know, she has a kind heart. She has a heart the size of Texas.
I love it.
And
Thank you.
she had twins after she got here. And I just, first of all, I'd never known any twins and whatever. And I was just fascinated by it. And
That's right.
at the time, you were also, how am I going to work and take care of my kids? And I was a few years down the line from you, having had worked and had all these kids.
Yes.
And, you know, you and I had a lot of great conversations about everything from nannies to discipline to you name it. And then talking about our moms. I mean, you lost your mom a long time ago, but I lost my mom 6 months after I turned 50. Oh, so, you know, you helped me through that because I had no idea how I was going to feel after that happened, and it was devastating.
It is devastating. And that is something, again, that we are all so connected with as we are aging, as we're getting older.
Yeah.
And, you know, I really want to dig into that with you because there's a lot to unpack there. When it comes to getting older, again, whether you're watching, of course, we're happy to have you here. If you're not over 50, you're more than welcome to be a part of the family.
Better to be prepared.
Be prepared, because things happen that you don't know, and you're like, what the heck is going on? So, but yes, there are lots of stages in life. So I want to start, though, at the beginning with you, because I know so many of the Mary Beth Rowe fans that are watching, like, you've always just kind of been here.
It seems like it, doesn't it?
It does.
I know.
So how did you get here? How did you get to be a host on QVC?
Well, I will tell you, I went to college to actually be an elementary teacher.
Really?
And during my 4 years of college, I taught in, you know, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade.
Okay.
But the summer between my junior and my senior year of college, I just had this feeling like the Lord wanted me to go into television. And I wanted to do television news. And so I, you know, I already had a communications major and an elementary education major. So it was fine. But anyway, as soon as I got out of college, I mean, literally 2 weeks after I graduated, I had a job in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, as the first ever female anchor at the anchor desk at an ABC station. Yeah, I mean, that just shows you how long ago it was.
Well, no, but
there were no female anchors on the desks at all in Eau Claire.
Trailblazer, badass queen. Thank you. That's right. And were you so proud of yourself?
I was. I really was. And then the other thing was that, I mean, there were female anchors on the national news and on some of the high, you know, cities like New York and Philadelphia and Boston and, you know, LA and whatever. But in those smaller towns, there wasn't. And so anyway, it was fun to just kind of pioneer that in that city. And it's a smaller city, so it was just, it felt really like people were really very supportive of me. So anyway, I did that for 3 years.
Okay.
And then I met the love of my life, Mr. Mark.
Hi, Mr. Mark.
And so then he got a job up in Toronto, Canada.
Oh.
So we moved up to Toronto, but I really couldn't work because I didn't have a work permit.
Okay.
And so we were up there for 3 years. And then when we came back, I wanted to get back into TV news.
Okay.
And so I tried really hard to get back in television news and didn't happen. Nobody was hiring at that point, but one of the gals I had worked with way back in college, I did an internship for the Minnesota governor, Governor Al Quie.
Okay.
And the gentleman just passed away at like 99 or 98 years old or whatever. But I worked for him for 4 months, and the lady who I'd worked with in his office called me, and she's like, if you're looking for a job, I have just, I think, what you would love. And she said, they're starting up these shopping channels.
Oh my.
And I said, shopping channel? I've never heard of such a thing. And she said, well, just come and audition. And so I said, whatever, sure, I'll watch it. I watched it for about 3 nights and tried to figure out what they were doing.
Right.
I never sold anything.
Who you were watching?
Actually, back then, it was called CVN, Cable Value Network, and I was watching Carmela Richards. She was kind of their queen bee.
Okay.
And so, anyway, I auditioned with 40 other gals. They were all tall, thin, and gorgeous.
Like you?
No, like models. And seriously, I was number 39 out of 40. I sat there for 4.5 hours waiting for my turn, and I kept thinking, I'd rather just be home.
Oh,
you know,
my
really.
God.
But I auditioned, and when I got done, I actually auditioned with a herringbone necklace.
Wow.
Which is 40 karat gold, but what do you talk about? It's just a herringbone necklace.
Yeah, and what
But
did
I
you...
talked and talked, as you can imagine, and I got all done. The guy came out, and he kind of like, you're done, and I thought, oh, well, that was it. And then he said, I want to hire you.
Wow.
And so we literally walked to his office and I signed papers.
That's
And
it?
that was it. And that was 36 years ago.
And that was here?
Well, it wasn't. It was actually in Minneapolis where CVN was. But then, so I was there 3 years on the air.
Okay.
But then QVC bought CVN in 1989.
So then they took you. They said,
and then they
we're
took
going to
me.
take this one.
That's right. And actually, because I got kind of absorbed in the purchase, then my original hire date goes back to my original hire date at CVN. So I can, you know, formally say I've been here 36 years, although I haven't been in this building for 36 years. But I mean, 33 and a half years. I mean, still, it's plenty long.
That's amazing. Okay. And so
that's
now,
how I got here.
I love that. I love that. Oh, here we go. Here they come.
Here
All
we
right.
go.
So we've got Joyce L. I think that's Joyce L. on Facebook. Hello, beautiful ladies. I'm joining from the Bay Area, California. I love Mary Beth Rose. She had boys and I had girls. Our first two kids are about the same age. I totally connect with her. Oh, I love that. I love that.
Joyce.
And I think that that's something that Mary Beth, what I'm very curious to hear, again, being such an icon here at the Q and still here, you know, because, you know, that's the thing. You've seen so much. Okay, so first and foremost, how old are you?
64.
64.
I turned 64 this past August.
Yay!
Yeah.
Gorgeous and 64 and looking hot. Hold on. Hold on. Let's do we need a fan.
What does that say?
Work.
Work it.
Exactly. So look here, the Beyonce fan. Yeah, there she goes.
Oh my goodness, you're so funny.
Well, and this is what's been helping because I am having some perimenopausal situation.
There you go.
And good Lord,
it's about time.
You know, and again, we'll talk about that later because things are definitely changing.
Things change.
And you know, I don't know where you are in your journey with that.
Well,
but it's
long gone. It's
really
done and over with.
And is that a good thing for you?
Yes, it is. It is a good thing.
I love to hear this, guys, because so many people, and we talk about this here, how,
why not?
you know, the perimenopausal age is something from 37 to 55.
Mine was 48.
48. So at 48, you started getting
weird
changes. Yeah, weird.
It just got weird.
Yes, it gets freaking weird. And all of a sudden you're like, what is this feeling in my body? What's coming out of me? What's not coming out of me? What's going on? And the thing I think that's interesting and why I love you so much, that you're such an open book, is it's been so taboo for so many years.
You could never talk about it.
You could never talk about it.
No.
And now it's like we're opening up because we want to help each other.
Yeah,
right.
We have to.
We have to help.
We have to.
I want to talk about this little question.
Okay.
When I asked you how old you didn't hesitate.
No, I never have. I totally respect women who don't want to tell their age, but I don't know what it is. For me, I've just never been embarrassed about it, never worried at all about what somebody would say if they knew my age or whatever. So maybe my mom was that way. I don't really know. I mean, when I grew up, nobody really, you know, said, don't ask the age. They always say, don't ask her weight. But that I agree with. Don't ask my weight.
You know what my new thing is about the weight? So we've been, you know, Phil and I have been working out. We have this new, like, muscle.
Really?
Yeah, we're really trying to build our muscle because Phil's going to be 62 next week.
Okay.
I'm going to be 52 in January.
Yeah.
And, you know, Phil's, of course, lucky. I know you're watching, honey, and you still got an 8-pack. I know. I see it every night. But the thing is, for me, it's about we want to start building muscle because we're learning, right, that as we age, the muscle is the important thing.
That's right.
So we're doing it. And what my thing is about the weight now is muscle weighs more.
It does.
So
that's
if
my excuse.
Me too. I'm like, oh, I must be getting very muscular. Woo, yes.
Exactly.
Work those muscles. That's the thing. So, so you know what? Yeah, but to your point, so I love that, guys, and that is a great inspiration that you can learn from Mary Beth is it's not about a number.
No.
It's really about, and I think the fact that for me, you're and then we want to talk about this. You've raised amazing kids. You have amazing grandkids.
Grandkids.
Yep.
4.
4.
Yes.
And so with that, your age is almost like a badge of honor. It's a privilege to get older, right?
Well, I think so. And the other thing is, so many times, I mean, I remember being in my 40s and thinking about the number 65 and thinking life was over at 65. I mean, I really did feel that way. And that's how I saw it until I got here. You know, and as I was getting closer and closer, I'm not 65 yet. Give me a year. But you know what? There is still so much life to be had. Believe me when I tell you, at this point now, I'm shooting for 95.
Woo!
You know, my dad lived to be 94.
Did your dad?
My dad did. My mom was almost 89. Her mom was in her late 90s. I mean, there's some longevity in our family.
You've got good genes.
Knock on wood, you know. You never know. But here's the thing I will tell you is, don't be embarrassed about your age. And like for me, I always say I'm not embarrassed about my wrinkles or whatever. I do believe I've earned them. I really have. Life has gone up and down, as everybody. You know, it's not always peaches and cream like it might look from a distance. And so, and I'm very expressive. And so the more expressive you are, the more wrinkles you're gonna have.
That's right. And I love that. That is a life well lived. And that's the thing that we have to learn to embrace if you want to. And we've discussed this. If you want to go and get the procedure or do the thing or do the lift or whatever, go for it.
Do it,
That is absolutely the case. But what I love, what Mary Beth said, is let's respect each other's choices of what we want to do. Because that's why God made all of these options so that you can have them. But I love that, and I love the idea of, you know, I love when we call them laugh lines.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I lift my eyebrows just naturally when I talk. Something that probably nobody really knows, and I suppose might as well tell you. Something called tick syndrome runs in my family, and actually in Mark's family too. And so sometimes you'll see me go like that, and it's just a little bit of like a tick.
Okay.
I can't stop it. It's just automatic. It's from some kind of nerve thing. But my brother had it, and you know, so anyway, it's not a big deal.
Right.
But it's one of those things that I know has given me a few more wrinkles.
I see.
I'm like,
it's
oh, well.
made you who you are.
Yes, exactly.
So is it, it's kind of like, yes, I do have, I know people, I have friends that have like a tick.
Yep.
Like they will wink their eye or they do, so is that what that is?
That's what it is. And everybody does something different. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's
when you
fun.
start getting into Tourette syndrome, then it's a much more severe tick kind of thing. But this is not much, but it's just a little something that, you know.
And
I mean, sometimes I find myself just holding my eyebrows like that. No, you cannot go to it. Oh, I always said, oh, it was either that or it was the frown on my kids.
Exactly.
What did you do?
You're in trouble.
You're in trouble.
Jean S. on Facebook says, I love both of these special ladies. Oh, we love you, Jean. We love you. Sharon M. on Facebook is saying, going to be 78 and fabulous. Yay,
I like
Sharon.
that.
That's awesome. We love to hear that.
I call it over 50 and flabulous because, honey, that's one thing that you get when you go through menopause. I tell you, I mean, granted, if I worked out like a fiend, I probably wouldn't have flab, but I have some flab. You know what I mean? And again, it is what it is.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And I want to say, you know, I will admit, and I think that the idea of having so much knowledge now and about things like this, and you know, you lost your mom. You had already been through changes. The thing I think that is hard for me sometimes is I'm an only child.
Right.
And I, you know, I lost my mom at 17.
Yeah.
So now I'm going through so many of these changes and things are happening, and I don't really have anyone to ask.
You don't have your mom to
I
ask.
don't have my mom to say, like, what is, you know, why is this happening?
Right, exactly.
What the hell is
I
going
always say, I will be your pseudo mom. Not that I,
you could more like big sister.
Big sister,
because you're not definitely old enough to be my mom. That would be very almost illegal.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, you know, I get what you're saying. I'm glad I had my mom as long as I did. Yeah. You know, she passed away 6 months after I turned 50, and so. You know, it's like I had her to ask those things, and she was sharp as a tack.
Was she?
Right up till the end.
Wow,
so
what a
blessing. So she did crossword puzzles all the time, and I just thought about the other day. I thought I better get going. Do those crossword puzzles so I have a brain like my mother. But I'll tell you seriously, because sometimes I feel like I don't have much left. You know?
I mean, well, and that's part of the brain fog. That's another thing. And if you guys are watching, first of all, Cheryl M is saying, I've watched Mary Beth ever since her CBN days. Matter of fact, she was the first one I bought from, a fox fur jacket that I still have.
I know exactly what you're talking about because my mom had that jacket as well.
What?
And so, yes, we had these jackets that were made out of fox fur, and they were beautiful and soft, really, really soft.
Wow.
So anyway.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well,
Thank
and that
you.
just goes to show you, Mary Beth, your power, that your fans, again, have been watching you for 36 years.
Yeah.
I mean, that speaks to, what do you think it is about you, not to have you toot your own horn, but we're going to go there. What is it about you think, like, and here's something that I want to say, as women, we are not good at tooting our own horns.
No.
We're not. And for whatever reason, I think it's because we're so used to being the server, am I right? Like we're taking care of the kids or husbands or friends or family or whatever.
We're the nurturer.
We're the nurturer. So I want to have a little bit of a toot-toot moment with Mary Beth.
Well,
what do you think is the reason why people love you so much?
I'll tell you a funny story kind of to get to that point.
Okay.
And that is that when Mark and I were first married and we went up and lived in Toronto, Canada, because I couldn't work, because I didn't have a work permit, I decided to take acting classes. So I took an acting class because I do a lot of shooting up in Toronto for movies and whatnot. And I went through this whole like 10 or 12-week course. And we got to the end and the teacher looked at me and he said, you know what, Mary Beth? He said, you're a terrible actress. And I said, oh. And he said, you're fabulous at just being yourself. Aww. And he said, you need to go into a line of work where you can just be yourself and everybody will love you. And I thought to myself, at the time, I was kind of like, well, that was rude. But anyway, but the whole thing is that he was absolutely on the money. Because this is not an acting job here at QVC. This is just being yourself. And I'm so grateful that the viewers, you know, those of you watching tonight, have been so supportive of me this whole time. You know, through all the good, bad, and the ugly. Sometimes I just think, wow, you are my family, my second family. When I would go away on vacation for 2 weeks, I'd come back. I felt so excited to see my viewers, but I couldn't even see you. But I knew you were there. And isn't that neat? I mean, what a privilege, really.
It is. It is a privilege. And I feel the same way. I mean, it's funny, you know, coming in these doors, you know, every time, no matter what, you know, no matter what we're going through. And I want to talk to you about this because you've got some great advice about when things are hard, because it happens, you know. But when I come through these doors, no matter what's going on in my world, I all of a sudden feel just so happy to be here, right? Because it's you guys, it's our community, our family. The fact that we know that you're there is truly a blessing. And that's something that I know. Trudy's saying, Mary Beth always has such beautiful energy.
Oh.
I always loved watching her. That's so great, Trudy.
Thank
and
you,
it's true.
Trudy.
And Trudy, I got to tell you, what you see with Mary Beth is what you get. The same person you see on the air is the same person when she's standing at the desk outside, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes. I've never heard you say a bad word. I've never heard you say a bad word.
I didn't for a really long time.
You didn't? Wait, hold up.
But
you didn't say a bad word when you were young?
No, that I would get killed by my parents.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you never even snuck a secret one?
No, I didn't. But I will tell you, actually, it was during menopause that I think I did it. And I still remember I backed my car into somebody else's car that was working on wallpaper in our house. And I had one of the kids with me.
Yeah.
And I said the, SH word. And they were like, and anyway,
Wait.
that was probably the first time.
Can you say it?
No, I still can't. I mean, if you made me really mad, I probably could. But you know what? It's interesting because I've always just had that filter in my head. It doesn't mean I haven't thought it, and you hear it around in life.
Right.
And so it's always, I always say, it's always on a recipe card in the back of the Rolodex. And you never know when it's going to come forward.
Right.
Except when you back your car into someone, then maybe it will come forward. You know what I mean?
You guys, Mary Beth, it took her till she was almost in menopause that she said the SH word. She never said it. Can you believe it? I said it like 86 times before I even got out of bed this morning.
Oh my gosh!
Wow,
you're so funny.
She's really an angel. I kid you not.
No.
Can we pinch her? She's not even real.
I just grew up in a very conservative household.
Well, and that's great for you, the job you do.
Yes, it's true. And you know what? I've always said, if you talk off air, however you talk, you will talk that way on air because you'll go into an autopilot at some point and it's going to come out.
That's right.
So I always, when I've worked with newer hosts, I always say, you know what, you've really got to start curbing your language off air as well, so it's good on air. And I've told the kids the same thing. It's like, and it kind of goes back to social media. I always said, whatever you write in that social media better be able to be read by Dad and me without you being worried. Because that's, employers are looking at it, schools, colleges are looking at it.
That's right.
I said, So you better think about it.
And nothing on social media goes away.
No, it doesn't, unfortunately. You can delete it, but it's still there.
I tell the girls that all the time.
Yeah.
Guys, so, hi. So, this is the studio, babe. People are just walking. There are all our girlfriends over there who are all like in their 20s, and they now know everything about being 50. They're like, thanks for ruining it.
Thanks for ruining it.
They're like, we're just going to call it quits now. No, but we make it fun, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
yes.
Exactly. You're excited to be 50.
Yeah.
Not really.
Don't look like they're very excited.
Okay, so I want to actually talk about that because you were talking about how the new hosts really here at QVC have the privilege of actually being mentored and trained by Mary Beth, which I think is a very fantastic gift that they can, that QVC can give them, because you really are such an amazing and elegant. The show, by the way, which we haven't even talked about, is, what is it called?
Evolving with Elegance.
Right. That's why she wore the pearls.
I wore pearls just
she
for
was
that.
Like, that's it. That's all.
Gotta have
there
pearls.
We go. Exactly. So, can you please share with them, because I think this is an important conversation. Oh, look, Colleen bought Honora pearl earrings and some gemstone rings back in the day. Probably my first purchases along with the Joan Rivers beat pins. Remember
Good for
that?
you, Colleen.
Yeah.
I'm a Honora Pearl girl.
Yeah.
I really am.
Yeah,
You know, I'm a girly girl anyway.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
pearls to me was just a purity, a beauty. I don't know.
Yeah,
Love it.
Always and timeless.
Yes.
Which I love.
Yeah.
So here's I want Mary Beth to share, because there is something, and again, when you are a QVC host or when you're on live television, this is it. Like, you know, what we're doing here with you, we're live right now.
Yeah.
So no matter what's going on in your world, you do have to try to find a way to kind of put away things that are maybe hard, and, you know, be able to do your job.
Right.
And I believe that that happens everywhere in life, right?
That's right.
So no matter if you're on TV or you just have to go to work. So can you please share with our over 50 and Fab, because I think too, even as we're getting older, we do have to learn how to, you know, put it away. So what is kind of your...
Well, I've always thought there's a fine line when somebody comes up to you, and it might even be somebody you know really well, and they come up to you and they say, how are you doing? And there's a fine line between spilling your guts as to what's all going on at that moment, and maybe just giving them like a little peek into the window of your life. And then there's certain people you think, I'm just not even gonna go there. Not necessary kind of thing. So you do have to kind of decide where you wanna tell that. But I know for us in television, if I came out here and I was in a grumpy mood and all I did was sit there and, you know, nobody would want to listen to me or see me. So I've always told the new hosts that there's this imaginary box outside the front door of QVC.
That's right.
You can't see it. It's invisible.
Yes, exactly.
But I know right where it is.
That's right.
And there would be times I would be walking in to work. Maybe I was crying on the way to work for whatever was going on.
That's right.
And I would think, okay, I have to just forget about this for the next several hours. And I would imagine myself taking that burden off my shoulders and throwing it in that box.
That's it.
And just saying, don't pick that up till you're leaving. And I would tell myself that. And the other cool thing about a studio is that there's no windows in here. So it doesn't matter if it's 3 a.m. or 3 p.m. You don't know because there's no windows. It looks like windows, but those are pretend ones. And it always looks nice outside then.
That's right.
But, you know, the thing is, you get in here and you've got your friends, the people you love to work with, and you do just kind of try to throw that stuff back as much as you can and forget about it. And, you know, and there's been times when I literally have done that so well that the moment I'm done and my mic goes off, I've burst into tears. Like I held on till that last minute. And then my own brain and body knew at that point I was done for the day and I could let it out.
Isn't that amazing?
You know, I still remember when my mother-in-law died. I loved my mother-in-law, Orva Rowe. And when she passed away, we found out like 6 o'clock one evening, and I really had to come to work the next day. There was nobody to take my spot. So I came to work, and that was a tough day. And I remember thinking, I just have to forget about it. But you know, it's not even just family. I've been here long enough that I've lost my friends who are here. Think about it. Everybody from Joan Rivers, and she and I were very good friends, and Nolan Miller. I loved Nolan Miller. And Gene Bice. And Nick Chavez. And people who I was close friends with for 20, 25 years. And Tova. And, you know, and then I have to come back to work and talk about it or say something on air about it. I know after Tova passed, because she and I were very close, it took me about 2 days before I said yes to I will say something. I knew, and even then I barely made it through it. But it was just, you know, those are tough times. Yeah. But then the problem is that happens here, you know, and so you can't put that in the imaginary box, because you walk in here and it's, you know, everybody's talking about it and such. So
it is really,
hard.
It is hard, and it just shows you guys how powerful we are as women, as humans, right? And again, we've all had those moments. We've all had those times where you're like, you're dying inside. Like you literally feel like, or you're just so anxious or stressed or depressed, and you didn't even want to get out of bed.
Right.
But you gotta, honey, go out and make the donuts, honey.
Yeah.
And you, right?
Mark and I've said that many times, especially when I used to have to get up at 3 a.m. I'd always like, time to make the donuts.
Wait a minute. You've been on every shift in this building.
Every shift, absolutely.
What is the worst shift?
The worst shift was 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. that I did for 3 years, actually.
Did you really?
Although the one thing I'll tell you is I feel like a lot of women found me then. You know why?
Breastfeeding.
Because they were up with their babies. That's exactly right. And when you're up feeding your babies, there's nothing to watch. And that was back when, I mean, when I was feeding my babies, I think it even went off at midnight, you know, and that was big circle there, you know, or whatever. And so, you know, CVN, QVC, it was something to watch and upbeat and whatnot. And I have had so many women say, I found QVC while I was up,
nursing,
you know, nursing my babies,
Me
feeding
too.
my babies, walking the kids because they're sick, you know. And I said, awesome, because guess what? When you're doing that, I'm doing that too if it's my day off.
It's true.
You know?
It's true.
Yeah.
I love to actually hear that too. That is one of my favorite things, because there is also that connection of like, you know, of caring for something that means so much to you. And that's why I love QVC. I love QVC so much. Well, first of all, I want to tell a story because, again, you've taught me so much, again, about, you know, making, you know, working through hard times and knowing that things are tough and whatever. And I told you the story recently that I'd never told you. Was the babies were young, the twins. They were young. They were very little. Vivian, I think, wasn't even born yet.
No.
And I was coming to QVC, and I had a show with Mary Beth Rowe, which was just always the best thing ever. And I came in, and Phil had called me, and Sophie had been bitten by a tick. And we took her to the doctor, and we showed, and we were like, she got bit by a tick. We found the tick, and they were like, she's fine, don't worry. She's, you know, it's just a bite, no big deal. Well, I'm bathing her the night before, and I see a bullseye. You know, when you see a bullseye when you get Lyme disease.
Yes, exactly.
So I was like, oh my gosh, and we, you know, Phil said, I'll take her to the doctor first thing in the morning. You go to QVC, you have a show with Mary Beth, you have to do it. And I was like, okay, you know, and again, you literally have to just focus your mind as hard as you can. And we as humans can do that. It's not easy, but we can.
But we can.
Yes, and I was getting ready to go on air with Mary Beth, and Phil called me. Well, I was calling him like a psycho, because that's, you know, how we do. And I called, and I said, what's going on, And he had to tell me. He said, yes, you know, our baby has Lyme disease, and we're going to help her, and we're going to fix it. And I burst into tears. And he said, get it together.
Easy for him to say.
Get it together, sister. We're gonna sell some makeup. And I did. And I remember walking out on the set, and I didn't tell you because I knew if I told you it would be all over.
Exactly.
And I looked at you, and I looked in your eyes, and I said, I'm gonna be okay because I'm with her, and we're gonna be fine. I know. And I did it, and we did it, and we beat that goal. I remember. We did. I said we did that. Because I think, too, to your point, guys, when we're going through hard times, when we're suffering from stress and anxiety and depression, sometimes we're almost stronger.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Well, I think we're kind of, in this business especially, we're forced to be stronger. I always said, I've got a stronger resolve and a stronger bladder because of this job. Seriously.
So wait, you're not peeing right now?
No.
Oh, that's so great.
I have the best bladder ever. Even through all these pregnancies and age and everything.
Because you have to hold it.
Because you can't go to the bathroom when you're on air, you know?
Oh, that is
but
great.
Anyway, but my resolve.
You've got very strong muscles down there.
But the whole thing is that I've got that resolve of, okay, you know, I used to remember, speaking of, you know, little kids, Elizabeth, when she was 4, she ended up getting super sick, and nobody could figure out what was going on with her. And we had taken her down to, we have a DuPont Children's Hospital not far from here in Wilmington. And so we had taken her down there, and they were doing all these tests, and I had a big gold rush, 4-hour gold rush.
Oh, I remember those gold rushes, no joke.
And so anyway, I had to get back here for the gold rush. But right before we had left, they had said that they were going to, the next day, go in and do a surgical thing where they actually take marrow or something from the hip bones to test for leukemia.
Oh my gosh.
And I remember driving back to QVC, bawling my eyes out, and my husband was with her, and just praying. And praying, Lord, I don't know what's going on, you know, and I don't know how I'm going to get through 4 hours of gold, you know, with all this on my mind. And, you know, when I was saying resolve, part of that resolve is just praying about it. And it's just asking the Lord to help me get through it, you know. That's for me.
Well, I was going to say faith is a very big part of who we are.
That's right.
And something that we connect on very closely. And how many times, we can't even count, how many times has your faith gotten you through?
Every day.
Yeah.
Every single day.
Yeah. Without that. And, you know, again, for all of you watching, well, first of all, Eva's here, and she's saying QVC is like a family for so many people. I've watched so long, and I've gone through tough times and found watching it very comforting. Oh, Eva, it is you, me, all of us.
Blesses my heart.
Yeah.
It really does.
It does.
You know, people sometimes say, you know, why do you keep working? And I said, because I know that people are listening who want to hear from me, who want to just, I don't know, be inspired or just know that I'm there, I'm their friend.
You're a friend.
And so I thought, I can't go yet.
Yeah. Well, that's my question. You're still here.
I'm still here.
What is...
You know, I don't really know, and it's actually something else I'm praying about. It's just, okay, I always said I'll be here for as long as the Lord wants me to be here. He has me here for a purpose. And when he tells me, time to go, honey, you know, let's do something else or whatever, then I'll be up and going because I follow his lead. And so I honestly don't really know. I guess I just, as long as QVC wants me here, you know, for a while, I'll stick around.
Well, first of all, we can't imagine life here at QVC without Mary Beth. So that you'll be here till you're 100. So that's good to know. But okay, let's say for kicks and giggles. You know, tomorrow, the Lord goes, bye.
No,
I'm just kidding. But what's another thing that Mary
I might
Beth likes to do? I mean, even just like, do you have hobbies?
You know what? I honestly don't. I don't have hobbies. First of all, I've never had time. I have worked since I was 14. And I worked all through high school. I worked all through college. I was a waitress. I was a secretary.
Oh, and then that little stint as a pole dancer.
Oh.
No
wonder my knees are so bad.
Not that you know, I'm just not saying. It's just more funny because she's Mary Beth, right?
That's right.
She,
exactly.
You know, it's kind of the farthest thing.
That's right. Anyway.
Although, are you a good dancer?
No, terrible, terrible.
Really?
But anyway.
Okay, sorry. So yeah.
What was I talking about?
We were talking. We were talking about what you like to do.
Oh, that's right, my hobbies. I have none.
Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, one of the things I feel like I've kind of missed out on in the last 36 years, because this is a very encompassing. There, you. Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Can you tell it's my bedtime? Encompassing job.
Yeah.
It's a lot of daytime. It's a lot of evening. I said to people, don't realize that when we get off the air and we go home, we're not just going home to hang out in the evening. I have another 2 to 3 hours of homework to prep the show for the next day.
That's right. That's right.
So it's like, it's a lot of hours. Well, anyway, I want so badly to be part of the women's Bible study at our church. And I have not been able to, because it was every Wednesday morning. Well, I work Wednesday mornings and such like that. And I think, honestly, if and when I leave QVC, I probably won't go to another job, but I will volunteer. And I want to take care of my grandkids at least one day a week.
Okay, the thing that I
miss that.
This is the thing that I love. The minute, if you want Mary Beth's eyes to light up, if you want to see her literally joy to exude from her face and body, ask her about her grandkids.
Exactly.
Just go ahead. Did you know you were going to love them so much?
No, I honestly didn't.
Really?
Everybody, it was so funny because everybody would say, oh, grandparenting is the best and all this. And I thought, what's so, I know it's good, but like, what's so great about it, I'll tell you, it's the best thing ever because I'm not responsible for their behavior and their welfare and everything else. But I can take care of them. I can love them. I can even spoil them a little bit. But at the same time, boy, I'll tell you, I smile from the moment that I hear the doorbell ring till the moment that car door closes. I just nonstop smile.
That is so great.
They're the cutest little guys. And granted, they fight and they argue and they, and I got to go over and go, okay, dudes, listen, pull it together. You need to give that back to him. And, that's life. That's kids. I had 3 boys and a girl, too. And so, but anyway, it's just, my grandkids give me so much joy.
That is so, and that's the thing I think that we have to remember, right? As we are getting older, Christy's saying, Mary Beth, part saint, part comedian, part best girlfriend. 1,000% agree.
Thank you.
1,000% agree. And the thing that's great about you also is you come with no judgment. You can say anything to her. She's not, at least not to your face. She's not going to judge. I'm just kidding.
No, I really don't.
I know. Because I've been able to, share things with you that when I'm, was having, hard times or questioning or, hard times in business and saying, why is God doing this? What's happening?
That's
and
right.
And that's what I think this community has really done so well. When we're doing the live shows at 8 p.m., I'm always doing my little watch party. And Phil, I know you're watching because he watches all the time. We love you. We love you. And
he's such a sweet guy. I'm telling you. She's got a great guy, but he's got a great girl.
Thanks. Thank you. We love you. We love you. But he'll watch all of the comments, and he really is a part of it. I joke, but my dream is to have an over 50 and fabulous cruise.
Oh, please. I want to go.
Wouldn't that be fun? Where all of us guys call QVC. Look, we got the live show. We asked for a live show, and I said, guys, tell everybody in the chat, in the things, we want live shows. And we got it. So get the cruise. And I always say to Phil, I'm like, it's going to be you.
Have you been on a cruise?
I've been on a cruise. I'll be honest with you. I've done it a few times, and it wasn't like, it was a lot. But I feel like if it's a cruise of all people I like, then it'll be great. It'll be great.
I will say, I really didn't understand how great cruises were until a couple of years ago. Oh, probably more than a couple, but because it was before the pandemic. But there were 17 of us from my siblings, and this was after my parents were both gone, and we said, you know, we were starting to live in different states and whatnot, and we said, listen, we cannot let go of each other just because mom and dad are gone. And so we went on this cruise, and it was the most fun.
Really?
I ate till I was just happy as could be, and I loved just hanging out on the deck. And I mean, so I'd go on a cruise with you in a heartbeat.
Hey, okay, over 50 and fabulous cruise, everybody. Tell everyone. But that's the joke I say to Phil. I say it's going to be you and like 500 over 50 women, and he's like, that's fine with me.
That's right, exactly.
He is all good to go. But that's what he says. He reads the comments. And what will happen is, you know, Sue will say, you know, my husband passed away 6 months ago, and he says that, you know, y'all jump on top of Sue and say, we're here, we love you, we're here to lean on, and that's why we love this community so much. Colleen C is saying, yes, Mally, I keep asking him for the cruise. Thank you.
Good.
Keep doing it, because I'm telling you, we will have a ball, and I will bring Mary Beth.
And we have done it before, because we did a Quacker Factory cruise at one point. We did. Yes,
and
indeed.
Did you go?
See, that's just a lot of people don't realize what has all happened in the past. And so they'll come up with this idea, let's do this. And I'll say, yeah, let's, because it worked last time. You know what I mean? But see, that's, Jean Bice took the ladies on a cruise.
I have something to say, very important, that is really, really personifies, is that the word, what Mary Beth is saying. Let's just break down what she just said. Mary Beth is 64. 64. She's been here for 36 years. She's got the history. She's got the knowledge. She's got the experience. Let's break this down for all of us who are over 50. We, at 20, did not have the knowledge that we have.
No, not at all.
We didn't.
We thought we did.
We thought we did. Hell no, we did not.
No, we didn't.
Exactly. So let's take 5 seconds to embrace the fact that you, me, Mary Beth, and all of us who are watching, we have slayed the dragons. We have worked through the tears. We have seen the ups. We have seen the downs. We have fought through them. We have come out victorious. We've come out failing. But the bottom line is we have done it.
We've done it.
And we have the knowledge to teach other people who are coming through. And
go ahead. Well, I was just going to say, you know what I look at it as is guiding. It's, you know, like I always say, you teach the children from age 0 to 15. And then by that time, they don't want to hear any more from you. But anyway, but then you guide them from 16 on. And I mean, seriously, even with my young adult children now, I mean, some of them are in their 30s. 2 of them are in their 30s, 2 are in their 20s. And it's, again, you guide them. You don't tell them what to do. You give them some ideas to think about, you know? Maybe you should think about this.
Because
maybe you should think about
that knowledge.
Because you do have the knowledge.
And you have the knowledge.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's something,
we have that.
Yes, and I think that that's part of the reason over 50 and fabulous, a fierce queen, thank you. And that's something that I think at the end of the day, we need to embrace and appreciate instead of being so pissed that we're old.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Like if you said to me, what would you tell somebody who's 45 and worried about turning 50? And I would say, you need to embrace it. You need to wrap your arms around it and not fear it. Because to be honest with you, I honestly think life is easier after 50. I really do, because I don't have the little kids anymore. I had teenagers for a while in my 50s. Yes, I was going through menopause. It's not all picnic. But I felt more confident in my job. I felt confident because the viewers, you would always support me on whatever it was. I felt like my husband and I had been together for a long time, where you can just be together, you don't have to say anything, and you just are together, or you know, there's all those things. And then when the grandkids come along, honey, that's the best part of life. It really is. It's the best part of life.
So that's the thing. I love this. Again, for this message, and we have 6 minutes, and I need to do my this or that's with you. So don't even.
That's right.
Oh my God! One
what?
more thing. We have to say something, and this is so random, and I'm just going to throw it out there because of the job. We were talking about QVC.com.
Yeah.
And I know my friend Heather is watching, and she's like, "Oh, smooth, lady, smooth intro," but. Well, we were actually on QVC.com while we were doing your makeup.
Right.
And we were like, oh my gosh, there's so many new things on QVC.com.
And she said to me, do you have anything that you know is new that you want to talk about? I said, it's right here on my hand.
Yes.
And I don't know if you can see it, but the whole thing is that this is a diamond ring that you can personalize.
Wow,
and
look
so
at that.
If you look at it, what does it say? It says Mary Beth. It comes in the sterling silver or the yellow gold over silver or the rose gold over silver. You've got diamond stones on the side. I've always loved this kind of cigar band ring style. And so I got that. And when I went online to personalize, can I just tell you, in the search bar, just type in personalization.
Okay.
Or personalize if you can't spell the big word. But anyway, so it took me almost a half an hour just to look through all the products you can personalize. Unbelievable. So, and to me, those are the best gifts, that when somebody opens it up and it's got their name on it, that's just an awesome gift. And so that's what you should be looking at on QVC.com.
I love that. I love that. So yes, okay, so very quickly, and again, just because that is something, because we do have we have many things in common, but one of it is that we love to go shopping.
Yes, we do.
And we love to see what's new.
Yeah.
So again, QVC.com has
thousands right now.
Really?
Yep, thousands of new things
that
are just coming in for what we call, you know, the holiday season.
Yeah.
And then we just dropped what we call our Black Friday deals. It's a deal drop. I went through those today, too.
You did?
Well, I had some time between when I got off air and now.
This woman's been in the building since the butt crack of dawn. So we all have to thank her for spending the night with us.
But I got through a lot of QVC.com. I was shopping.
Yes. Okay, so that's another thing.
Okay.
Thousands of new things on QVC.com. And you can, let's all get Mary Beth's ring, because that thing is so gorgeous.
That's beautiful.
Okay, so very quickly, well, first and foremost, we're going to do this for a second, because I want to we have to end with our this or that's and our rapid fire. And remember, you have to really just first thing that comes to your mind. So we're going to start with this or that. And don't forget, we have to dance it out.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, we're dancing.
Oh, give me a moment to get up then, because my knees are a little sore today.
Understood.
It's humid outside.
I do. And this has been such an amazing. We are so thrilled that we got to have you. This has been a dream come true. Okay, ready? All right, guys, do the double shot. That means those 2 shots so we can see her face. Ready?
Yeah.
Panty or thong?
Panty. Big ones. Briefs.
Yeah. Okay, how big? Just big?
Well, you know, my size, whatever.
Noted. Oh, well, still like this. Push-up or sports bra?
Push-up.
Okay, I like to hear it. Hair or makeup?
Oh, well, I don't do well at probably either, but I love to do makeup if I can.
Great. Okay, hot yoga or power nap?
Oh, I have power nap. Yeah, in this job, I had to learn how to do that.
That's
20-minute power nap.
High heels or flats?
High heels always, but I will say the heel heights come down a little ways.
No kidding. Short hair or long hair?
Long. That's because my hubby likes long.
Well, perfect. All night or quickie?
Quickie.
to be the consensus.
At my age,
Gotta go.
I gotta get some sleep.
Noted. I'm with you. Blonde or brunette?
Blonde.
Have you always been blonde?
Yeah, I have.
I love it. Diamonds or pearls?
Pearls.
Okay. Classical music or rock and roll?
I would take classical over rock and roll.
Yeah.
But
okay.
yeah.
I like it. I like cooking at home or dining out.
Cooking at home.
You like to cook?
Yeah. Well, Mark does a really good job of cooking.
That's right. That's
I
right.
like to eat.
I know.
But usually by the time I get home from work, I don't want to go out.
Yeah, I understand. I am a homebody.
Me too.
Yeah,
I am a homebody.
We are
too.
homebodies.
Yeah.
This is so depressing because we are literally
Out of
1
time.
hour, and it's so sad because I could do this for hours more, and I know you guys
could
could
too.
too. I
I
know
could
it's
too.
so great. I love you so much, my Mary Beth Rowe. You are really
You
a
don't know
true
how much I love
and
you.
amazing, inspirational, fabulous, smart, beautiful, loving, kind woman of God, to the point of where, again, I kid you not, guys, she's like not even real. Do you hear music in your ear?
No, I don't.
Oh, I do. Mary Beth doesn't, and that's them telling us that we have to
we
dance.
have to
it out.
dance?
So
Okay.
let's stretch our knees.
I was just gonna
Hold on.
say,
Everybody,
give me a moment.
Wait, stand up. Okay, hold on. Let me get my mic. Okay. Oh yeah, we were really sitting for a while. Okay, so here's the thing. You
Get
ready?
those hips
Let's
going a
shake
little
'em.
bit.
Yeah, shake them, move it, and we're gonna go out this way. You ready?
Okay.
Just pretend. Do you hear the music? No.
Yeah.
Okay, you do.
I
Okay,
do
let's
now.
go. All right, here we go.
I'm such
Come on,
a
Mary Beth. Let's do it.